Hi, my name is Aaron Gilbert, and for my children's literature class for our modern fantasy discussion board post, I chose the book Artemis Fowl by Owen Colfer. It is the first book in a series of 8 books that is about a young man named Artemis Fowl II. He is a 12-year-old criminal mastermind who kidnaps a fairy for a large ransom of about 24 karat gold, and with the help of his bodyguard slash manservant butler and his sister Juliet, they initiate this plot to kidnap this fairy to retake his family fortune and rebuild his family's criminal mastermind organization. Basically, this book fits the fantasy genre quotient because of the 5 criteria that it's supposed to meet, such as setting, theme, plot, character, style. In terms of setting, it is set in both the real world and a fantasy world. Our real world areas such as Ireland, which is Artemis's home, and different regions like Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, where he ventures to first learn about these fantastical creatures that exist in a world beneath our own, known as Haven, an area where fairies, elves, dwarves, trolls, and things of that nature exist and have their own world beneath ours. And they're a world that really doesn't want to have much to do with our own because they kind of look at humans as unkempt, uncouth, who don't really care about the world and the things that matter. Artemis is our main character, and like I said, he's a 12-year-old who lost his father in a criminal dealing went wrong, and because of this, his mother kind of lost her mind a little bit, so she's gone crazy. So at 12 years old, Artemis decides it's up to him to bring his family's criminal organization back to the top where it's supposed to be, and he does this with the help of his faithful bodyguard slash manservant butler, who also has his sister Juliet living with him, who is a female manservant in training, I guess you would say. So those are a couple of our characters. In the fantastical world, one of the main characters would be then Captain Holly Short, who is a officer in the Leprechaun unit. And Leprechaun stands for Lower Elements Police Reconnaissance Unit. It's her job to basically patrol the Haven and make sure that everyone there is doing what they're supposed to do. Basically like police of our own. As it goes, then the plot is basically Artemis finds out about this world, realizes that there's riches that are to be taken, and he devises a plan to do so. And like I said, he kidnaps then Holly and holds her ransom, knowing that that her people would want to have her back and be willing to do so, would be willing to pay that ransom to get her back. The style. This book is an easy read. This is a book that would be great for students in grades 3 through 5. Even some elements that I think some students in 6th grade would enjoy as well. It's a book that could be read aloud or would make for a good read for independent reading. It kind of reads like an old-fashioned detective novel. Kind of like real short sentences, to the point. Not much. Artemis is our main character. He's sort of the villain because he kind of initiates this plot to kidnap Holly, but in the end, he kind of shows some redeeming qualities and doesn't want anything to like really harm to befall her, and he is doing it to kind of help his family get back what they lost. So he does have some redeeming qualities. So when he's up to his shenanigans of plots and stuff, he doesn't really go on these long monologues or your usual villains taking 3 or 4 or 5 pages in a book to tell their long convoluted story. He's more to the point of, look, I'm doing this because I need the money and I need the gold, and this is what we're doing it. And tell him Artemis Fowl said, hey. So it's a nice, easy read, and it's I think it's enjoyable enough where kids would get a kick out of it and would want to keep reading the stories that are in the series. In terms of theme, obviously he is a criminal genius, you know, as he likes to put himself be known as. So greed is a theme in the story. There's also a little bit of morality at heart. You know, he's cares for his family, wants to see his mother get better. He's already lost his father, and he's doing a lot of what he's doing to restore his family's legacy and honor. So, in a sense, he's doing some bad things for good reasons, and not to give away too much of what happens in the story, but as it goes along, and having read this book and the other books in the series, he kind of makes a turn from being a villainous type to an anti-hero, where he'll do some things that are questionable, but he really does them for the right intentions. And it's cool to see where he is at the beginning of this book, and then if you continue to read on through the series, see how he ends up all the way through the 8th book in the series. Basically, I kind of went over everything here. I think I hit the setting, I hit the plot, the characters, the style, the theme. It's a book I've read. It's a book I would read again. I would recommend to anyone with elementary age students to read it. And myself personally, I hope one day it becomes a movie, because I think it'd be a cool movie to see. Once again, my name is Aaron Gilbert, and thank you for listening.